When I was young, I believed in God. And I don't know where the faith came from because my parents never took me to church that I can remember. But I must have at some point thought that everybody believes in God, you know. I remember when I was young, I was lying on a sofa watching TV with my brother. He was on the other sofa, and it was a cartoon about the biblical story of the Tower of Babel. And it got to the stage in the story where God wanted to bring man's building project to an end. And he did that by confusing the tongues of the workers. Until that point, everybody spoke the same language. Then all of a sudden, some are speaking one language, one are speaking another. Can you imagine? Some speaking Cantonese, the others speak German, Italian. So it brought confusion, and the project ended. Everybody went away according to their own tongue. At that point I said, "Cool, that's amazing." And my brother turned to me. I remember he turned to me and he looked at me and he said, "You don't believe that, do you?" And I thought, I didn't say anything. I lip sealed. It's like, he's my older brother, my bigger brother, bigger than me, and I didn't know what to say. Yeah, I believe in it, but I didn't want to say that because obviously he didn't believe in it. So I suddenly realised, oh, not everybody believes in God. All right, okay. Then I get to big school, and they start teaching about Darwin's theory of evolution, and it's weird because that was the one thing. I mean, for me, it was obvious. It's like the clues in the title, Darwin's theory of evolution. I believed in God, so I believed in creation. And you've got these guys teaching that we come from monkeys. So, the thing is with me, I'm the slowest runner in the class. I'm the weakest boy. I've got these glasses, Joe 90s. My eyesight was terrible at that age. Everything was a blur. I've got eczema, really bad eczema. I'm just a shy, nervous person, and I'm not one to kick up a fuss. So I'm not going to put my hand up in school and say, "Oh, I don't believe in that rubbish." My job in big school, it was only to, not get beaten up. Try not to get beaten up that day was my modus operandi. Moving away where you're inconspicuous. Don't stand out. Don't chat back to the teacher. Don't say anything. Don't challenge anything. It's like, no, keep quiet. Hide in the background. If the big boys don't see it, they'll leave you alone. So again, keep strong. Don't say anything. Then a few years later, I remember a lot of the classes in our year were taken into a room, and a Christian guy was going to give a presentation on why Darwin's theory of evolution is just total bunkum. And I remember being in that room thinking, wow, this guy, he's so good. Yeah, I'm with him. He took the theory apart and explained why it's so daft. And afterwards, it's break time, you go in the playground and you're all chit-chatting. We might have talked about it for a few minutes amongst ourselves. Not for long. I mean, you didn't really talk about religion as a kid. You talk about football and whatever. Cars. Oh, when I'm old, I'm going to get a Maserati. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get a Lambo. Yeah, whatever. That's what kids do. So there was only one guy I remember who used to mention Jesus quite a bit. His name was Michael, I think. And I loved that guy. I thought he was good. I used to hear him talking about Jesus. Yeah, he goes to church, this, that, he believes in this, yeah. I wanted to say, yeah, I'm with you, I believe that too. But I didn't, because it's like, no, hide in the background. Oh, don't say boo to a goose. Yeah, I've always been like that. This is why I'm reluctant doing this. This is like, I'm nearly 60, right? So, I don't really want to do this. Life is good. Why ruin it now? People are going to see this and go, oh, yeah, I don't need that. Life is good. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, I've never believed in Darwin's theory of evolution, but I believed in everything else. As far as I was concerned, scientists, were doing the best they could, and a lot of their stuff, was probably good, but the way I looked at it was that not everybody believes in God. I knew that. I understood that. And scientists are just trying to explain the nature of their reality in a way that makes sense to them. If they don't believe God created everything, then they have to explain it another way. And they come up with theories, and when a theory is a good theory, it becomes believable. And when the majority of people believe in it, then it becomes, fact almost. Right? Apparently, that's how it works. Even if you can't prove it, most people think Darwin's theory of evolution is fact. They don't. They look at people like me as being a bit, crazy. It's a tough one. So, where do we go from here? Yeah, I always thought scientists were good people. I believed in everything else they said at the time, until recently. I mean, really, it's so hard to say, isn't it? It's so hard. I don't know anymore about a lot of the stuff they say. It seems to be theory. When it was all stuff they could prove, 2 and 2 is 4, you can prove it. This, that and the other, basic science is really good. But once you go off onto theories, and then they ridicule you if you don't go along with it, it's like, wait a minute, it's a theory, I'm allowed to say I don't believe in it.